girls. And I think that they want to play in a system. There's a lot of pick and roll basketball. It's up tempo. They think that gets them ready for the next level. So I think that's important, that you play a system that's fun. It's fun for the fans to come out and watch. And I think it's fun for the kids to play. They feel they're preparing themselves for that next step. Well, I prayed about it a lot. I tell you, it's still tough inside a little bit. But, good friends like Ron Temple here, who's been a friend for many years, who lives here in Florida. It's a Marshall graduate and a great supporter. But I think, in my heart, I thought that I needed to take the next step, and I think that this program is going to eventually have a chance maybe to even go into the Big East. And I think from here we can build this program with the resources and the area that this is located and the contacts I have in this area. I felt that this was a place I could really go to, even to a different level. And I knew it would take a little time here the first couple of years to build that, but I really felt that this thing could really take off.
I always wonder, why you've studied college basketball, a program like Butler that's in the Final Four, why can they build a program that has sustained excellence and UCF can or hasn't? Why is that?
I think the most important thing in a place like Butler, they're in a great basketball area where basketball is king. In Florida, we always talk about when we come here at UF, it's always been about football, but you can have both. There's enough talent around here. But I think Butler is, they've done a good job. They've had good tradition. They're getting kids that they probably got it at a time that Indiana was a little down, and they're getting the kids that Indiana used to get that are playing at Butler. So timing's everything sometimes, and they've done a great job getting good coaches in there who've played in a good style of play that they've recruited well to, and they've kept the continuity from a head coach to assistant coach in that program that's continued to build them. So they've done a great job with that.
Could UCF get to a level where they could do that?
Well, I think so. I mean, it all starts with the plan to do it. And I think, like I said, why not us? I mean, why can't that happen here? I think the resources are here, number one, and I think the ability to recruit in this state is here. And I think not only in the state, but internationally and across the country. I mean, kids from Chicago, as you can see with Marcus here, kids from across the country, they sometimes appreciate Florida more than the kids that live in Florida. And I think it's a great sell. I think we just got a style of play, the people, and the resources can, I think, really take your program to a level where you can compete year in and year out.
What was the reaction when news came down, I guess, yesterday that you were accepting the job? You're just from your high school coaches, AAU coaches. Were you getting a lot of congratulatory phone calls from people like that?
Yeah, it's been overwhelming. It's been overwhelming from the coaches and from people I've known relationship-wise here. And from friends and family and people like Ron, who's standing here right now, and people like that I had great relationships with. It's kind of a hard thing when you've been at Marshall and you had a great relationship with people like Ron, but they're happy for you to go. They just hate to see you go. And plus, sometimes it's hard when it's in the same conference. It makes it hard.
When did you know, just on a personal level, that you wanted to be a coach? Was this something that when you were in college, or was it something that maybe at the high school level you always, watched your coach? When did you kind of figure out that this is the career path you wanted to follow?
Well, when I was in high school, I always knew I wanted to coach. I've always had a passion for playing, and always have been humble enough to do whatever I had to do wherever. I went to a small college on a basketball scholarship, played for a former Marshall player growing up, and spent time there. And then after that, I got a chance to coach right out of college. And I spent 6 years as an assistant at Marshall, and then came down with Billy here for another 11, and then obviously spent 3 years back to Marshall. So it seems like my trend has been from Marshall to Florida to Marshall to Florida. So.
You talk about you being an excellent recruiter. Where does that come from? I guess the skills to recruit, is that something that Billy Donovan, just being for him for a number of years, you kind of learned from him? Or?
Oh, most definitely. I've been around some great people. Anthony Grant, it's at Alabama, our staff, John Pelfrey. Obviously, I've been around a lot of people who's given me the opportunity to learn from. And by no means do I have it all figured out. Usually the recruiting shows up when you win championships. Right. He's a pretty good recruiter. But hopefully the kids we recruit will have those same qualities. But
Coach, could I interrupt you and add something as a fan? Fellas, it's like anything else in life. Character and integrity sells a lot. This man has as fine a character and integrity as any place you could go, any people you could meet. When you get in the houses of moms and dads who are looking at sending their offspring to be with somebody, and you know something about this man's character and integrity, he's too modest and very humble man, and he's not going to tell you that. but that just speaks out all over him. You guys are very fortunate to have him.
Thanks, Ron. Appreciate that.
Anything else for Coach Jones?